Hey guys, welcome back, and in today's video we're going to be doing Season 6 Chapter 2 of the Infinite Labyrinth. Before I get started, I just want to mention I'm not going to be doing any updated guides on Stage 4. I do realise that there are Jalapeno strats that you can use on 4.3, but they're very hard to pull off, especially since I'm on PC and I won't be going through that today. However, for Stage 5 and 6, there will be different changes there, and I'll be going over the teams now. They're mainly going to include Jalapeno, since most of the strats do stay the same, but the rest of the cookies do look a little bit like this. And we'll get started with Stage 5 now. Stage 5-1 doesn't really change too much from my previous video. However, to begin here, we're going to start off the wave and then use Rockstar ult, and swap to Durian and then use his ult immediately. You do want to make sure you hit the two guys that spawn in. Once that happens, we're going to swap to Soda and then use her ultimate on the second wave. Again, you want to be as quick as you can with Soda ult to make sure you hit this last guy and to get the wave to spawn off as fast as possible. And once this third wave starts, we're going to use Soda wave to kill these top two enemies here. And you want to be really precise with the way you use Soda's skill to kill the bottom enemies here and the three enemies that spawn on the right side. So we start off the wave by killing the top guys, and we're going to use Soda wave to kill these bottom guys. My Soda does one-shot these guys if they do crit, so I'm just going to pretend that they are dead normally, and then I'd come over here and I'd just use a basic attack and skill again to finish off these guys here, and I wouldn't really miss this guy, but this last little bit you do have to be quite precise with the way you use your Soda skills. 5-3 here, the strats do change quite a lot. To start off with, we're going to use Kurobi's skill before we start the wave, just so we can get the wizard artifact proc immediately. And then we're going to swap to Jalapeno and use her skill just to pre-place the mines here. Then we're going to swap back to Kurobi and use his ultimate just to kill this first wave as fast as possible. Once this wave is dead, we're going to dash up to the top over here and use Jalapeno's ult down at the bottom, like this. The faster you are, the quicker this bit will go. Then once we've done that, we're going to dash over here and use DC's ultimate just to kill the group of enemies here. If your DC is stronger than mine, he should be able to one-shot everyone, but if you can't, you're just going to use a skill to finish everyone off, and then anything else that you need to finish the last guys off. Before we start Stage 6, let's go through the builds first. Lemzest is going to be running the same thing as normal. Plantain's going to be running the same thing. Wizard's going to be running the Ninja Artifact and the Ghost set. Soda, Rockstar, and Durian are both going to be running what they normally run. DC, it depends what your DC wants to run. If your DC can run this set with the higher crit rate and he can still one-shot the final enemy, I suggest running the set that has the most amount of crit rate. For me, this set has the most amount of crit rate and it just makes it way more consistent. However, the other set does do a little bit more damage and make it more consistent to kill the guy. So in my actual runs, I do use the other set. Jalapeno just runs the fire set, and BB just runs the debuff amp set. If you have another Rockstar artifact, you want to run this. If you don't have a Rockstar artifact though, you just want to run BB's normal artifact. This stage here doesn't change too much from my previous video. To start off with, we're going to use Wizard's ultimate, and then swap to Plantain and then use his ultimate. The higher you are for Plantain's ultimate, the easier this bit is. Then we're going to swap to Wizard again and use his skill. Use Lemzest's skill to kill this wave here. The faster you kill this wave, the easier the third wave becomes, because we're going to get to use his ultimate immediately to kill the two bottom enemies. Then we swap to Plantain, and then use his skill to kill the last wave. If your Plantain is stronger than mine, he should easily be able to kill these two enemies here. Since these enemies don't die, you want to swap back to Lemzest and use his charge of attacks just to finish everyone off. This stage here isn't too difficult. To begin, we're going to use Rockstar's ultimate before we start the wave on this corner over here. However, I do suggest using Rockstar's ult after we start the wave and when you have attack percent increase from his artifact, just because it does make the ending a little bit easier. But for demonstration purposes, I'm not going to be doing that. Once we start the wave though, we're going to swap back to Soda and use her ultimate as the enemies spawn in. Once the enemies spawn in, we're going to use her ultimate to kill the group of enemies there. You do ideally not want to get stunned, just to make it a little bit easier in this last bit, because if you are too slow, your Rockstar will despawn. Then you're going to use Durian's ultimate to kill the top enemy here and the enemy on the right side, and like I said, you do want to make sure you're still in Rockstar ultimate just so you can guarantee that these guys are died. And if your Durian is strong enough, he should be able to kill this guy, but for demonstration purposes I'm going to pretend he's not dead. And once this guy starts like this, you're going to come over to him and you're going to use one basic attack. You don't want to use a skill because you want to save it to the two bottom guys. You're going to use the bottom guy's skill there, and then you can use the rest of the skill there. And again, like I said, in the Rockstar ultimate, these guys will die, and that big guy, he will die from a basic attack. If your Durian can't kill him in a single basic attack, I suggest using a skill on him and then using just waiting for another skill on the last guy. But you could always swap back to Soda and just use her basic attacks to kill them off as quickly as possible. This stage here is quite hard if you don't have a good DC and BB build. I do want to suggest to make sure you roll the attack percent on BB, since the other two are kind of useless. But to start off with, we're going to use the skill on the top left and then the ultimate. Then you just swap to DC and use his skill on this top left enemy here. Then this bit here, you'd normally you'd normally cast DC ultimate immediately to kill these first two enemies if you're strong enough. However, just for demonstration purposes, I'm going to make sure this guy comes over here to the left side, just so I can spawn the third wave consistently. So normally you'd already have cast DC ult, but I'm just waiting for this guy to come across. Once this guy dies though, this guy would also normally be dead and this guy would be alive. You just cast Jalapeno ult from left to right over here to kill the top row of enemies, which would normally hit this top guy as well. So you swap to Jalapeno and then just use the ultimate. And again, you would always kill the top guy that would normally not be dead here. And then once we cast the ultimate from Jalapeno, we're going to come back down and then use a basic attack and then the skill to kill this guy here. If you're fast enough, this guy will die every single time, and you just do the same on this bottom right guy over here, using like that. And if you can't kill them with a basic attack and the skill, just use a charge up attack like I did there. A single charge up attack will be more than enough to kill these guys, and like I said before, this guy would already be dead. And that's how you do the stage 6-3. And that will be the guide for the Season 6 Chapter 2 of the Infinite Labyrinth. As per normal, if you have any questions, please leave them down in the comments below. This week is just a lot of tiny optimizations to get the best of our strats, so good luck on your runs, and I'll see you guys in the next video.